we attacking, better stand back and watch them run. Shotgun come with the option. Send
in Florida. But really, all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Well, the Minnesota Vikings been an interesting start for them on the season. They finally got their first win Week 3, CD. You remember Week 1, they lost on a game-winning field goal. Week 2, they missed a game winner. But Week 3, they left nothing to chance, beating Seattle by a couple of scores, 30-17. A big win for an offense that most thought was too talented to start 0-3.
You're absolutely right about that, Brandon. And remember, they didn't even have their lead runner, Dalvin Cook, who missed this ball game. But that's why they drafted Alexander Mattison, a similar type runner. He goes for 112 yards, 1 yard short of leading the league in Week 3. And Kirk Cousins quietly having an excellent season. Had a big game in this one as well. 3 touchdown passes, 323 yards. 9 of those completions to Justin Jefferson for 118 yards and a touchdown. No sophomore slump for that great wide receiver. And 4 different players had at least 6 receptions, so he spread the ball around and gave everyone a little bit of love.
And they get to stay at home, sleep in their own beds the next couple of weeks, CD. They'll host the Browns and the Lions weeks 4 and 5. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And Jackson throwing once more. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Cook now off the read option. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
He is going to find Hill here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Now Jackson. They lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Well, Charles, as Tampa Bay comes back out here, let's look at where they're at right now on the season. Lost in Week 3, a battle of recent NFC champions. The 2019 champ Los Angeles Rams got the better of the reigning champion Buccaneers, 34-24. It's the 7th loss for Tampa Bay in the last 8 meetings with the Rams, but this one a little bit different with all the talent that was on the field between these two contenders.
Yeah, and how about what they did on offense? 853 combined yards between the teams. Tampa Bay with 446 of them. The 10th 400-yard game for the Bucs in signing Tom Brady, but only the second one that they lost. And Brady, how about his game? 41 of 55, 432 yards, 1 passing, 1 rushing touchdown. Got 106 yards from Mike Evans out on the perimeter, 74 yards from Chris Godwin. And Gronk, you knew he was going to come back after he got injured. He played right through that rib injury. But let's face it, Brandon, all we care about is what's coming up this coming Sunday night.
Yeah, that's the big one. Tom Brady returning to New England. Gronk returning to New England as well to face the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A first down carry for Henry. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The throw on second down by Brady is incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Brady. They set up the screen for Henry. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, second quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. Cook now off the read option. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. Busts through the tackle. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Jason Pierre-Paul able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down.
JPP was a Pro Bowler for the 3rd time in his career last year as the Bucs won the Super Bowl title. Ended up finishing 2020 with 89 career sacks, so he has a chance with a really good season to get to 100.
Here's Jordan Berry now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Brady. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Brady going to throw. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 61 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. After a fairly uneventful first quarter, that last play, that'll make a few highlight clips.
It certainly will, and you're exactly right. The first quarter almost felt like a feeling out process, didn't it? Both teams, okay, what are we going to do? Looks like they've ramped things up just a little bit to start the second quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Brady now on first down. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on second down. Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Joseph on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Vikings 14, Buccaneers 0.
Let's go! Let's go!
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away from the 6. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. One more drive here for the Buccaneer offense in this first half. And they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime. 15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, taking in at the 3. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
And Brady's throw there, incomplete. So, Charles, we are 3 weeks now into the regular season, and we're left with 5 unbeaten teams. Raiders and Broncos in the AFC, over in the NFC, Panthers, Cards, and Rams, all at 3-0. Maybe not the 5 that we would have predicted when the season started, but of that group, who stands out to you?
Well, I'm going to say absolutely all of them. All right, sounds like I'm sitting on the fence, but I'm going to tell you why. Because quarterbacking, always what you're looking at when a team gets off to a hot start, and quarterbacking has been a key for every one of those teams. But I think there's been an addition to each and every one of them. With the Raiders, it's been Derek Carr playing at a high level, but how about how their defense is played? The Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater solidified that position. Their defense has been a constant as well. Von Miller back in his form. When you look at the Panthers, Sam Darnold, again, defense. But remember, they drafted for that 2 years ago when every draft pick was a defensive player. The Cardinals, oh yeah, Kyler Murray's coming into his own. How about the addition of Rondale Moore, the rookie receiver? And for the Rams, yeah, it's not just Matthew Stafford, but Aaron Donald and the rest of that defense really coming to play.
Play action. Now it's Brady. His throw incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, hey, partner, in Week 3 of the NFL, special teams was a big storyline. How about Justin Tucker? NFL record 66-yarder as time expired. The Ravens beat the Lions. And then the Lions' former kicker, Matt Prater, now with the Cardinals, he tried a 68-yarder at the end of the first half. It came up short. And how about Jamal Agnew? A 109-yard return on the field goal miss. That tied an NFL record.
Yeah, tied a record set previously by Cordero Patterson and Antonio Cromartie, and let's face it, it can't be broken, right? You can't go any farther than 109 because 110 means you're over the end line. But Matt Prater, he held the NFL record at 64 yards before Tucker broke it in the ball game this week. And how about him trying that one? I mean, and then, of course, here comes the return because you got big guys on the field trying to block, and they can't tackle in the open field. I'll just leave it with this. Justin Tucker missed a 65-yarder in warm-ups, but when the game was on the line, the adrenaline was there. Arguably the best kicker in football, even though he got a little help from the post, got it done. What a dramatic ending.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Jackson going to hold on to it again. And the Buccaneer defense for the second straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think his big boys up front, that offensive line, they've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up second and 12. To throw is Jackson. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 42. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. A good start there on first down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
Looking to throw again on second down. Brady. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. 7 yards there and a first down. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On first and 10, here's Brady. He completes it to Evans. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Throwing on first down is Brady. Going deep for Hopkins. And this is caught inside the 5. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 33 yards that time.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. Henry. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Derrick Henry. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Man, if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
2nd and 10. Jackson running again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here's Brady and the Bucs. Down 14-7. 1:50 to play. They need a touchdown and the PAT to tie it as they come up 1st and 10. Now Brady. Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
brings up 2nd and 2.
Brady to throw. He's got his big tight end, Gronkowski. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Brady on target to Gronk. 1st down, Buccaneers.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw, Brady. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Brady. Goes right side, complete to Gronk. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point try now for Succop. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Completes this to Jefferson. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Jackson to throw. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. And Ndamukong Suh, unblockable there as he got in there to make the stop behind the line. Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
First throw in overtime now for Jackson. And this is Cook with the grab. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Well, you never know what you're going to expect when you come to the stadium to call a game. Sometimes you get good ones. Sometimes you get bad ones. Sometimes you get great ones. And that's what we had here. What an exciting finish on that last big play.
And I think that as we look at it, when you're talking about a great finish, which went along with a game that obviously was dramatic because we did get into overtime, what type of play calls do you have left? What have you not shown? Or what have you made an adjustment to what you've worked out all the way through that's going to give you the play we saw to win the game? Because I know everyone's thinking that was something that they just drew up. It might have been something they've been working on, and now they got the right matchup.
a crisp, cool fall afternoon, and we've got football from First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
As Cleveland's offense comes back out here, CD, we got to talk about their Week 3 game against Chicago. They won 26-6, and the Browns' defense was the story. They were all over Justin Fields in his first career start, held him to just 68 yards passing, and they sacked the number 11 overall pick 9 times.
So they were trying to get to that 11, weren't they? Number 11 overall pick. Let's get him 11 times. It ended up being 9. And Myles Garrett actually called his teammates out ahead of the game saying, listen, if I'm getting double and triple team, other people have to get home as well. And they decided, let me show you how. He got 4.5 sacks, a franchise record, and led the Browns also because he ended up hitting Justin Fields 15 times during the game. How about this? Chicago had just 47 yards of total offense, Brandon. That's almost unheard of in the NFL.
And now they got to go on the road for 2, CD. Kevin Stefanski returns to Minnesota Week 4 and then at the Chargers before coming home for 3 games after that.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Out to the field and currently trailing in the toughest division of football, the Seattle Seahawks 1-2. They're 4th in the NFC West after that Week 3 loss to the Vikings 30-17. The game, Charles, it started out great for Seattle. Scored all 17 of its points, on the first 3 drives, but a totally different offense took the field in the second half. Seattle didn't have a drive longer than 5 plays in the 3rd and 4th quarters. It leaves Seattle in a tough position early, fighting upward in a division also containing 3-0 LA and Arizona and 2-1 San Francisco.
And Brandon, in past years, we would have counted on Seattle to rely on their running game and their defense to go ahead and weather the storm. But the defense has struggled over the last couple of years, so they've got to win shootouts now. That's why the offensive issues they've had after fast.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And finding the tight end Hooper. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 38.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. To throw, it's Mahomes. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That's good for a Cleveland first down and 11-yard pickup.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Running the jet sweep, Landry. And Bobby Wagner, the all-pro, in on the tackle. No score after 1 on EA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football, as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Now here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Mahomes. He finds his target, Beckham, and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, a 3-yard touchdown run, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson, and he'll find Everett there, complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
On third down, Carson. And he is not going to get the first down as he'll spot this at about the 28. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. The Browns drive about to get started. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads. They don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And he works free. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Here's Mahomes to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's got Hooper on the short connection, and he is out of bounds inside the 30. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Adams. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Now it's Mahomes again. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And the Browns are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Mahomes now to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham as the first half is winding down. And the Browns would extend their lead here just before halftime. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And the linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman. EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. This one taken just inside the 10. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Bucs ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Not much there, only a yard.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Still 9 remaining on second down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. From the 6. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
Comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson. And his pass incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Wilson to throw. And that will be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Cleveland offense making their way out. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking...
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Browns. Odell Beckham, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This one fielded at the 5. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one?
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First target, first catch, and a first down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Play action. Now Wilson. He hits his target, Lockett. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
And that guy just keeps getting better. And I'm talking about Tyler Lockett, who just made that nice catch there for a first down. Now in his 7th season with Seattle, last year may have been his finest yet. And even 100 catches, many of them of the spectacular variety. Paired with DK Metcalf, a heck of a dynamic duo for the Seahawks.
And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Let's go one more. Check 59, right? 59.
They run again with Carson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down. Brings up 4th.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. Play action. Now Jackson. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
And it shouldn't come as any surprise that you say Adam Thielen made a catch, and it was for a first down. He comes off another solid season, over 900 yards receiving, one of the best route runners in the NFL.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. He's got Smith here. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
I have to imagine many defensive coordinators had a sleepless night trying to game plan ways to slow down Lamar Jackson. What do you think is the most effective way to try to do it?
Well, you've got to be a little counterintuitive because normally you're sitting on the wide receiver 1, aren't you? But with Lamar Jackson, I'd sit on the tight end. He loves to throw into the middle of the field, loves that position as his #1 target. Take that away and hope you have a corner who can stand up man-to-man against a speed guy on the perimeter.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a second straight play. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Here's Jordan Berry now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The drive starts with a completion left side. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved. Able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guy's. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Mahomes going to throw. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
And unfortunately, in 2020, Odell Beckham tore his ACL in Week 7. The Browns still made the playoffs. But, boy, if they had him around, they're thinking about a much deeper run. A good grab there.
A carry here for the big tight end. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after one. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. That catch good for only a couple.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Mahomes firing complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. No gain on the play there. Second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Nick Chubb, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Chase McLaughlin on the field goal at 47.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Well, the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Well, with that incompletion, glancing down here at the Week 4 NFL schedule, a couple of games that I have circled, Charles. Arizona at the Rams, a couple of 3-0 teams. But Sunday night, never going to be short of drama in this one when you've got Tampa Bay and Tom Brady going to New England.
Yeah, and Gronk going along with him, right? Where Tom goes, Gronk goes. But I'm really proud of you, partner, because you actually added a second game because, let's face it, the whole league is focused on the one that you mentioned on Sunday night. The whole world is focused on that one. That is going to be dramatic. But you mentioned Arizona and the Rams. 3-0 teams in the NFC West, arguably the toughest division in the league. One of them is going to come out and lead that division likely. How about a few others? Kansas City at Philadelphia. Can the Chiefs get back on the beam on the road? And will they have their coach Andy Reid back? They expect to have him there. Carolina at Dallas. Carolina going back to the state of Texas for the second week in a row. Beat Houston at Houston last week. Now they're going to go play Dallas. And last but not least, Thursday night, Jacksonville at Cincinnati. The last two #1 overall picks at quarterback, Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow. And right now, Joe Burrow is playing at a higher level.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and that'll bring up second down. Jackson. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. A gain of 6 there on first.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A nice pickup there, 10 yards.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep and you catch him close to the spot.
He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. And it's 3rd and 4.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now it's Mahomes again. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll start from their own 5, so you'd have to imagine they'll stay conservative. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, these offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
On play action, it's Mahomes. It's caught. Beckham. That catch good for only a couple.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Here's Jamie Gillendow as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is taken at the 18. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and that will come the offense as they take over. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over-pursuing, and making a very nice play.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. A throw left side, complete to his receiver, Westbrook. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Jackson from the shotgun. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Now Jackson on first down. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball. But surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Over the middle, complete. It's Cook. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Throwing is Jackson. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. And Jackson throwing once more. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but it's going to be 2nd down. Jackson. Over the middle to Smith. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here's Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now here's Mahomes. And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. And Danielle Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
And when you think of the Vikings, you think of a team that brings a lot of pressure to the quarterback, but a surprise in 2020. Only 23 sacks as a unit last year. So they're in need of bigger production from their pass rush in 2021. Remember, last year's numbers, they were in the bottom 5 in the NFL. No way they want a repeat of that.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Here's Jamie Gillandale. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here?
This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position, 1st and 10. So Lamar Jackson in the offense, down 3-0, a minute 47 on the clock. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Jackson. And this is incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Here's Jackson. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the 1st down.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Jackson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The decision to scramble almost got him the first, just short, 9 yards, and it brings up 4th and inches. Running for it, here's Cook. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
Add that one to the good run tally right there. He's been strong throughout this game, and there's no reason to suggest he's going to slow down in the 4th quarter at all. And that's exactly what they need him to do. Keep churning out 1st downs.
Throwing, Jackson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their #1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Now Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Yards remain on 2nd down. Jackson. Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push. And what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
For the Vikings field goal, a 26-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Field goal's all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Now Hunt on the return. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Got some room at the 30 and some room to work. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland.
They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
A give. This is Chubb. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb.
You have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
They give the Chubb out of the gun.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
69 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to him.
And now this first drive in OT continues. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line.
And a longtime Cardinal Patrick Peterson up to make the tackle.
They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
Mahomes. It's caught by OBJ. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. Third and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. Mahomes. Going right back to Beckham here, complete.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Mahomes will throw. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. That's one of those pivotal plays that'll just stick out in everybody's mind from this game. If he picks that off, what a momentum swing down here in the end zone.
And he did his job. He knocked the ball away, but it does feel like a letdown for him and his teammates, doesn't it? A chance to intercept it, turn it back over to his offense with a chance to win the game.
Now left side on the swing pass. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Danielle Hunter on the stop. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Vikings' 10-yard line.
So the OT clock hit 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least one more OT to decide it after this. Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. That one goes for 8 yards. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jim.
And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at the concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans screaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.